Hey there fellow tone chasers, welcome back to Tone Chase Basement. I'm Robert and I'm really excited today because I've got an exciting comparison lined up for you. We are going to put side by side a Marshall in a box pedal and a real amp with Marshall sounds. The question we always ask ourselves, or maybe others, as tone chasers, does a Marshall in a box sound like a real amp? Well, I'm also looking forward to find it out. For the pedal, I will be using the Tsakalis Audioworks Room 40, which is a very good Marshall in a box pedal, against the real deal, which is a Victory Sheriff 22 head. And both are designed to recreate legendary Marshall sounds. And I have chosen these two particular items because they are supposed to do the same thing, as they are spec'd very similarly. They both have a vintage Plexi voiced channel and modern hot-rodded GCM 800 kind of voiced channel as well. Let's kick things off by taking a closer look at our real amp today, the Victory Sheriff 22. Well, it's worth mentioning that the Sheriff 22 is not a genuine Marshall, but it's meticulously designed to capture the spirit of the legendary Marshall amplifiers. The Sheriff 22 offers a unique two-channel design. The first channel channels the vintage Plexi tones, while the second channel brings you the iconic GCM 800 or hot-rodded Marshall sounds. This 28-watt tiny powerhouse features a pretty good 3-band EQ with a presence control and a very good master volume control to fine-tune your tone precisely. Moving on to our Marshall in the box contender, the Tsakalis Audioworks Room 40. This pedal is designed to capture that unmistakable Marshall sound in a compact soundbox. The Room 40 boasts a two-channel design. The first channel emulates the vintage Plexi tones, the second channel the hot-rodded or GCM 800 Marshall sounds. There are two volume controls, which are actually the gain controls, just as the real amp. You can fine-tune your volume with the master control. There is a variac knob, which is actually a seg or a high voltage kind of option. There is a 3-band EQ with a presence control, and it does have a boost circuit in it so that you can get into more high gain territory as well. For the record, I will be using my Fender Hot Rod Deluxe with the pedal so that you have the most neutral reference how this pedal sounds. Now the moment we've all been waiting for, the head-to-head comparison between these two. We'll play through both the Sheriff 22 and the Room 40 to let you hear how they stack up each other. Let's hear some tones. So the Sheriff 22 delivers that classic British crunch, rich harmonics, a very dynamic response that many players crave, all while paying homage to Marshall's legacy. On the other hand, the Room 40 offers a convenient way to achieve those iconic Marshall tones without lugging around a heavy amp. It's perfect for those who need a portable solution for gigging or recording, or just like to have all their tones on a pedal board. Well, as you could hear, both the amp and the pedal offer fantastic Marshall sounds, but they do have their differences. In my opinion, the amp provides a more immediate 3-dimensional room-filling sound with its 28-watt power, while the pedal sounds a little bit spongier and not as tight in some occasions, but it's still compact and convenient for those on the go. Of course, some of you might prefer the amp and some of you might prefer the pedal, but you know, it's just too different and they just cannot sound the same. One is actually the real deal, which is sounding like this from the core. The other thing is a little box trying to make any other amp sound like it. It doesn't sound the same, but this pedal still excels in it, in my opinion. So let me know which one do you prefer in the comment section. Well, let's summarize the pros and the cons of each option. Well, the Victory Sheriff 22 is a very good Marshall-like amp in my opinion, and all those legendary British sounds that you have in your head from your favorite bands and records are in there, and it's very good and easy to dial in, and you can just, it's not that heavy, it's portable, take it to a stage, hook it up to a cabinet, and then you're good to go. Of course, it's not as practical as having a Marshall in a box pedal on your pedal board and just bring your pedal board, hook it up to any clean amp, Fender amp, or you know, any other amp which has like a clean channel with a high headroom. Then comes something like this into the game, and of course it really excels well. You know, it doesn't sound exactly like the amp, but it can take you there. It can take you there very well, and you know, various options. If you want vintage, it's vintage. If you want modern, it's tighter, heavier, and it's very good. In the end, whether you choose a Marshall in a box pedal like the Room 40 or any other Marshall in a box pedal, or opt for the Sheriff 22 or any other Marshall-like amp, it really comes down to your specific needs and preferences. Well, both options aim to capture the essence of Marshall's iconic sounds, and they do so admirably. Well, I hope you found this comparison helpful in your tone chasing journey. Remember, the Sheriff 22 may not be a Marshall, but it's designed to get you as close as possible to those legendary Marshall sounds. Actually, there is a newer model that just came out not so long ago, which is called Sheriff 25, and it more or less does the same thing, but with some modern tweaks in it. So that's it for today's episode of Tone Chase Basement. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button below, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for more gear reviews, tone tips, and everything related to the world of guitar tone. Leave your comments below about your preferences between the amps and the pedal, and keep the discussion going. Until next time. And remember, the perfect tone is always just within reach.